Let's go. Good morning, my friends. It's your old pal PeaceLoveMusic with another episode of the Let's Go Good Morning Show, brought to you live by DeOrganized Media in partnership with our excellent friends at BitcoinLive, Decentralized Broadcasting. It is Thursday morning, and AI lounge music is a little funky this morning. I like this one. Moves me. Yeah, it's a good mood. And we have reason to be in a good mood, because with all the stuff that happens in the world, good and bad, we're here where we are. We're able to work on the things we want to work on and push forward. We can reap the benefits of our efforts collectively. That's actually, I got my Billy Cat glasses. I got my Stacking Down shirt. You guys don't need to see my club soda bottle. Shouldn't have it over my gear. It's empty anyway. Let me know if that music's a little too loud. And say hi in the live chat. Chad, share out the live stream. It's very important that you guys do that for us. If you like our shows, you like our content, sharing out the stream really helps us grow. It helps us reach a broader audience to cover all of the amazing people building on Bitcoin, especially in the Stacks ecosystem, which we tend to focus on the most. I think that music's too loud. It's cool, but it's distracting me. Anyway, it's a good day to be in crypto. It's a good time, I should say. It's not just a good day. It's like day after day after day. We're just stringing along more positive development, robust conversations about how things should be developed, new iterations, innovations happening, and it's all because everything's got this decentralized or open source backbone that everyone can tap into and then kind of use and expand on the value each other create. Great time to be here. Friendly reminder, this is a news show. We're providing news and information only. We are sometimes providing education, hopefully, and some entertainment, we think, but never financial advice. I am not qualified, just a friendly neighborhood realtor and sometimes conversationalist, and really like Bitcoin and use cases being built on Bitcoin. And I like to bring that information to you, but I'm not providing financial advice. We do talk about financially related things, and that's in order to empower you to do your own research. You should always do your own research. Never invest money you cannot afford to lose. And with that being said, I do think you should at least look at Bitcoin. Coming in at 104,790 as of a little while before the whatever morning space I just dropped out of. Great time with Binta and the fam, the community, just coming in, popping in, different people all the time. Stacks coming in at 74.49 cents. My personal non-financial advisor, unqualified to give you advice, opinion is that's a good price for Stacks. I wish I had a little more free capital to throw in. I don't have a lot. Vegas was a little expensive. Fear and Greed Index coming in at 55. It's down a little bit, still in that neutral range. The market's kind of almost taking a step back to see where things are going to go. Who knows what the next couple of months will bring. We're here for the long term. That's another thing. Friendly advice, not financial advice. It's hard to play short-term market fluctuations and not get wrecked. Top 3 gainers on CoinMarketCap for the last 24 hours are Wallcoin, which I forget what the ticker was for that. It was a new one. Toncoin and PaxG, the gold back coin, or gold pegged coin. Stack STX earn BTC. SBTC is programmable Bitcoin for DeFi. Stacks has fast, low-fee transactions, proof of transfer security, and native Bitcoin rewards. Tell your friends. In the Stacks DeFi world today, Hermetica is offering 7% yield on USDH with 5.64%. Why do I keep doing that? With over $5.5 million total value lacked on the ecosystem, on the platform. Check out the fresh new dashboard data over at Hermetica. DCA into Bitcoin, stacks, runes, and more effortlessly at bitflow.finance. And now flex pools allow users to provide liquidity in any ratio while benefiting from ultra low slippage. Velar Perp Dex is live, and now you can engage in perp trading, stake your Velar, pair your favorite tokens with SBTC, earn yield, and trade tokens on Velar. Protocol, a Bitcoin native DeFi protocol, enables cross-chain swaps, bridging, and payment in BTC. It connects Bitcoin to 20 plus chains and launches its Solana bridge on June 5th. That's today. Zest is offering 4.09% on SBTC. That's right. You can earn just over 4% yield on your Bitcoin on stacks and SBTC over at Zest. The highest yield at Zest today is 29.27% on AEUSDC. Over at Stacking DAO, you can earn 8.35% on STX with STSTX, 8.98% native BTC yield, or 8.11% with yield in SBTC. And the top 3 stacks token gainers on stxtools.io over the last 24 hours are Rock, Shark, and Nasty. What is happening in our ecosystem today? Well, I will tell you. As always, we have our whatever morning space at 8 a.m. with Binta and the community. Come on, talk about whatever. It gets us going. We get to talk to Binta and hear her smiley voice. And that gets us started with the positive vibes for the day. Monday through Friday, as always, 8:30 a.m. we come with the news. I had a little bit of a technical difficulty. One of the channels was giving me an error, so I got a little bit of a late start on the broadcast, and I apologize. We have our show every Monday through Friday at 8:30. 9:30, we have Find2Earn rounds with Xenitron, sponsored by Rue, Leo, BitcoinPepe. It is BitcoinPepe Thursday. We have Fact Fun. We have Flat Earth. And we have the jackpot round meme with George coming up at 9:30. At 12:30 p.m. today, we have the Stacks Campfire Spaces. That actually starts after. We got to talk to Mel and get her show back on the calendar. Bitcoin and Beyond is also today at noon. I will be producing that show. We also have the BitcoinPepe space at 11 a.m. and that's not showing on here. Possibly Leather Lounge. I thought he moved to Thursdays as well, but I don't have this on here. We have some updates coming to the website. Be on the lookout. There's going to be some new functionality coming to the DeOrganized suite of apps. That's right. You heard suite of apps for DeOrganized. Some updates coming soon. Be on the lookout. But we're having some, we have a little bit of an issue with updating the schedule. It's probably going to be down for a couple of days. So, but I do know that we have BitcoinPepe at 11. We have Mel's show at noon. We have the Campfire Space with Stacks at 12:30. I will be on that at the same time as producing Melanie's show. And then we have All Things Crypto at 5:30 p.m. At 7 p.m., we have the DeOrganized nightly show. And at 7:15 p.m., there is a space with Alex Miller and the Stacks Foundation. There's another AMA and roadmap discussion for Stacks. Lots happening in our ecosystem. And let me just double check the Stacks events calendar. BNS public meeting at 10:30. I'm not sure if that's still going on. I do show Mel's show on there and the night show. Nothing additional going on. Thank goodness, because there's so much to already keep track of. This is the point where I usually direct you to go over to the DeOrganized.media page and set up your own account. We'll get you set up on your show and all of that. But we're in update mode, so don't do that until maybe Monday or Tuesday. We'll give you the green light as to when that's a good to go. But we're excited about what's coming with that. This is my last reminder until Find2Earn that it helps us tremendously. It helps DeOrganized. It helps our ecosystem and all of the projects we cover when you share out the stream, share out the live stream. And into the news. Bitcoin price has dipped below the $105,000 mark, driven by a wave of profit taking from long-term holders and uncertainty across broader markets. Analysts report that whale wallets are offloading portions of their holdings, sparking downward momentum. Despite the decline, market fundamentals remain strong and long-term sentiment stays bullish, with expectations for a recovery. This correction comes after BTC hovered above $107,000 earlier this week. Set an all-time high last week. California moves toward crypto payments for state services. California is preparing to become the first U.S. state to formally integrate crypto payments into public services. Under new legislation under review, residents may soon pay for select government fees and taxes using cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and stablecoins. The pilot aims to boost innovation and position California as a blockchain-friendly hub while working within a clear regulatory framework to ensure transparency and accountability. But I believe they also just passed something that says that if you keep your crypto on an exchange, they can claim it as unclaimed property after 3 years. But they want to be they're positioning themselves, I guess. HTX, formerly known as Huobi, has jumped 2 spots to become the 8th largest global spot exchange in Kaiko's Q2 2025 rankings. The surge reflects increased trading activity and raising volumes on the platform, fueled in part by promotions and user incentives. While still behind giants like Binance and Coinbase, HTX's ready growth signals HTX's steady growth signals renewed competition in the centralized exchange landscape amid rising institutional interest. Crypto analysts have identified 5 altcoins with high upside potential this month: Sui, Hype, Pi, Dot, and FET. Pi. Well, these tokens are seeing strong technical momentum, developer activity, and ecosystem expansions. Sui and Dot are getting attention due to the upcoming protocol upgrades they have coming, while Fetch, I forget what their new, it was Fetch AI. They have a new name now. It's like super global something, computing AI intelligence, continues to benefit from AI narratives. Hype and Pi are showing growing user traction, making them potential breakout candidates in June's trading cycle. The OECD has downgraded its U.S. growth projection to 1.6% for 2025. That's low, citing risks from escalating trade tensions and tariffs. Recent policy shifts and trade-related disruptions under the new administration have contributed to investor uncertainty. The report warns that prolonged geopolitical conflict and protectionist moves could dampen private investment and weaken global demand, putting additional pressure on the U.S. economy. ETF flows on June 4th, 2025. Bitcoin spot ETFs experienced a net inflow of $87 million. That's a little low for what Bitcoin normally does in either direction, but it's better to be positive than negative. BlackRock's IBIT led with an inflow of $284 million. Ethereum spot ETFs saw a total net inflow of $57 million on the same day. ETH-A recorded the highest single day inflow of $73.2 million, followed closely by FETH with 23 million in outflows. It's an interesting market. Stacks, we know the Stacks SIP-031 proposal has been a massive discussion. There was an update. Alex Miller presented an update on the forum yesterday with lots of very interesting additions. My general opinion is it covers a lot of the questions that have been asked. I think that we've gotten to a point where the community feels generally good about what's being proposed. I think we're talking about a very complex and broad proposal, but we're in support of it. There will be more talks about it tonight. I'm sure a lot of the spaces that go on during the day will have conversation about it. We have our SIP call tomorrow at 10:30 after the morning show, where we have Alex and Mitchell coming on to talk with, I think it's Woe Buddy and XY0, as well as myself from the governance cab. I think Hattie, Jack Binswitch, Mr. Wagme, GP, a couple others might be in and out. We might actually have to rotate people in and out of the show just to get everyone in the opportunity to come in. Of course, you can all ask questions in the live chat. We'll be monitoring that throughout the show as well. And then we will be having a space, I believe, afterwards. So the SIP call will run for an hour, and then we'll run into a space where you can join, come up and ask your questions. We'll have like an hour-long space or something after. Not too long, because we can't just keep tying everybody up all day long. And we know that you guys want to have participatory conversations, though. So we will have that tomorrow. Just a huge shout out to all of the stuff going on in the Stacks ecosystem, all of the projects building. We have amazing DeFi projects. We have robust, real Bitcoin DeFi on Stacks. We have a growing ecosystem. We have a tremendous roadmap to get us forward. And now SIP-31 is just another bullish proposal that shows the ecosystem serious. There's a lot of talent, a lot of very smart people having really, really important conversations about how to move these things forward and seriously, and the tremendous amount of community participation. We're in a very, very good place where we are right now. I do want to shout out, before I bring on our guests or our panel, just want to shout out our amazing marketing partners. We are very fortunate to have with us. Stacking DAO is the leading liquid staking platform for the Stacks network. Stacking DAO is changing the game by letting users earn up to 10% APY on their stacks while keeping their assets liquid. Unlike traditional staking, their unique design means no minimums and users start earning rewards immediately, so there are zero switching costs when moving from other stacking pools. Plus, you've got options. Choose to get your rewards in STX or SBTC, whatever fits your strategy. Want to start earning today? Head over to stackingdao.com and jump on in. Stacking DAO is where liquidity meets opportunity. And BitFlow is the top DEX on Stacks. Well, that's not what I wanted to. That's what it's supposed to say. BitFlow is the top DEX on Stacks, letting you trade native BTC, STX, SBTC, USDC, runes, and more, all in one place by aggregating prices on Alex, Arcadico, and Valar. Recently, BitFlow rolled out Flex Pools, launching with STX to support liquid staking assets, offering flexible deposits, smarter rewards, and deeper liquidity. Now live, the first ever Stacks on-chain Zeely campaigns happening at BitFlow. Head over to BitFlow's Zeely campaigns now. Jump on in and get those Zeely points rolling. I'm going to bring in the homie. Good morning, my brother. How are you doing today, man?
Doing good, man. Feeling good. Feeling very blessed. This week has just flown.
Fill me in on the fill me on the show last night. I didn't actually get to. I got stuck with some in real life stuff. I couldn't get it. I couldn't even watch it.
It happens, man. It happens. So last night on the show, we got to talk with Rosar. Crypto Dude, Jack, we were all talking about the SIP. We talked about the SIP again, and then also got into a little bit about what Rosar is building. Rosar is a base builder within the ecosystem. I mean, the guy is very, very talented. We got into meme roulette. We got into a little bit about Blaze. Yeah, the guy is, and he's put together somewhat of a gamification to the SIP process for SIP-31, a way to for people to kind of like, it's a game of this. What it boils down to is it's a gamified way for people to earn the grants and stuff. That, like, I would have to let him explain it exactly how it works and stuff like that. But it's the proof of concept is there. He's trying to prove a concept and make it fun, a way to for people to potentially secure funds from the endowment. So I thought that was pretty cool. He's clever. He finds ways that will get people engaged. So it was pretty cool. And we also got to show off some of the footage from Bitcoin Beach, where me and him were just going hard. So we made Crypto Dude have some FOMO, and I imagine
Poor Crypto Dude has been
for sure.
He's been having FOMO after FOMO situations. There was a couple of spaces he was in. We were talking about it, and he was like, "Stop talking about it."
Yeah, he said
that was
that
the
too
night
again.
show 2 nights ago, I think. Actually,
it was again last night. Good morning,
what's up,
Blackface.
Mike? How you doing? Good morning, Melanie. How are you today?
Hey. Good, and you guys?
Yeah, man. We're having a blessed morning. I have really high frequency vibes. Like, I feel good. I feel like things are taking the right direction. The new version of the SIP has been proposed. V2, Alex posted V2 of this SIP yesterday. So I thought maybe, did you guys want to kind of read over some of the main points of changing
We can absolutely do that.
Some of the
Do you have it up?
Here, I'll
all right.
I've just written an entire thread and article on this.
Maybe we can take a look at what your takes
You
and stuff
posted
are
yet, or
too.
is that your Monday article?
No, my Monday article is now coming out on Thursday afternoon.
So getting into
GP, can
this,
you zoom in for our mobile users, like massively zoom in? Yeah, thanks. Awesome.
So for the things, the key takeaways, he's got them so as promised. My proposal for the revision of SIP-31 right here, and these are the key takeaways right here. So clarified the intent of the SIP as benefiting all builders,
so
all in caps.
That actually, it's listed number 1 because it was priority number 1, right? And that was really
Right.
the majority of especially the earliest feedback was people didn't realize, like, the intent of the SIP was broader than what it appeared to be in the initial presentation. So we've identified that, and that is a check towards what the community was after.
Yeah, if they just had 1 and they didn't have 2 to 6, that would be a win.
Right.
I think
that was probably the most important outcome of the update.
Yeah, putting the community first is, and the builders at the core level first, it makes me feel better. Getting into number 2, added a community grants program. So this was asked about. So I imagine number 1 and 2 kind of run in conjunction. So that's awesome. You're going to be able to, like, if you're a builder in this space, try to secure a grant. So there's going to be a community grant program. Getting into number 3, added a section on token burning or burning tokens if the endowment grows sufficiently. So, like if we have excess budget, things do very well. And Dan from Boom Wallet actually proposed
Number
the
3 could be
token
the
berm.
biggest part of the SIP, because if the number one reason you wouldn't want to do this is that your stacks is getting diluted to fund the endowment, then a mechanism to undilute your sacrifice would be the icing on the cake, wouldn't it?
Mhm.
Except it
It
almost
would,
just
it would, and it would-
incentivizes the endowment to.
Also, a key
Right.
point,
Like,
key point here as well is if you look at it, it's not as if this is a permanent kind of devalue, because it's only kind of for the 5 years, right? Because after 5 years, things kind of revert back to what they are now.
It's a dilution. It's a devalue through dilution because it's creating more stacks into the ecosystem than was expected to be up until this proposal came about.
Yeah.
But it's also like a company reinvesting the profits into the company. You could actually just distribute those profits via dividend, and the shareholders in the short term would have a more upside if you gave that out rather than reinvesting it. But long term, reinvesting, this is a reinvestment. Money's going into the ecosystem. So it's not just creating extra supply without any value added output from it. It's
How do you guys feel about a community node? Like say,
we've been talking about that since during D grants, before it was over.
Right.
As a way to fund D grants, a point of data access to what's going on the chain.
So that could be something that we could like get a grant for, and then potentially get some help securing, and that would be the community seat at the table, so to speak. I like the idea of that. I really think that maybe that would help, and let the community founders really be heard. They're being heard now, but like if we had our own node and say Rubes, Jack, all the community founders, community coin founders in the ecosystem took part and had a node to, secure the network, and, it could fund a lot of things. So I think that's like a good route with this, maybe a good proposal for a grant to get that bootstrapped. Do you think that's a good idea? Maybe that's something that
So two things. Mel, can you make sure your mic is activated? I think your computer microphone is activated. Are you using your mic today?
Oh, yeah, I am.
And the second thing is Trip said, is number 3 similar to QE in quantitative tightening? So QE, or quantitative easing, is when you inflate your currency by adding more total currency to the market. That's what stacks token emissions is. Token emissions is quantitative easing. Number 3, burning tokens, would be the reverse of that.
Look, the thing is it's a permanent devaluation through the dilution, because first of all, the inflation starts dropping, right? So it rises and then drops. And second of all, we create kind of an inverse situation. It's a situation of, do you want one
like a California situation?
I don't know what happened in fucking
California. Okay. No, the inverse situation. Sorry, continue.
I just feel like it's, are you going to have one huge, I can't think of an analogy right now. I need Trip and his analogies. But basically, that's what you're having. The value of your stacks is going to obviously rise through all the efforts that come around because of this endowment.
It should.
We don't spend,
it should.
yeah, I mean, look, there's a risk in everything. I've read it and I've gone backwards and forwards. And my initial reaction, like when I first read it, I was like, okay, I don't know if I like this. And then I just kind of thought, and it reminded me a lot of the music industry and how we work in the music industry, where we spend money to make singles that we never recoup, but we make that money elsewhere when we go and do shows. And so it's kind of, to me, it felt like that. So I think there's still I've got a lot of questions, and I've asked Alex to come on my show. He's going to come on in, I think, 2 or 3 weeks.
Whoa.
Yeah. And then I've put together, I'm just going through question after question, just so I can ask him all of that. And then I'm also putting together a proposal for you guys. Like, I've outlined a series of spaces that I'd like to fire up, just to talk about each kind of.
Oh, just a space for GP. No podcast. Oh, I got it.
Yeah, just me and GP, and we're gonna talk, and everybody else can just F off. No, I just want to.
What are you going to talk about?
How cute we are.
I like it.
No, man, it's gonna be. I want us to have like these spaces. I'll send it to you on a mail. I've kind of figured it all out. I've been working on it since yesterday when I asked you for the link. But I've written an article, I've written a thread, and then I've put together a series of spaces to just really engage the community about, because it's easy just talking about an endowment, added a section of burning tokens if the endowment grows sufficiently. These kind of things we need to talk about there's some very serious things going on here. Creating 500 million tokens is not a joke. And I'm just scared as well, because you've got to play devil's advocate. We did it when we first started those Make SIPs Great Again, a year or two ago. It's like, you don't want to just be like overwhelmed by all the awesome things and not really look at like pros and cons very, very in depth.
Whoa. The ECB cut 2%.
What? Yeah.
The ECB cut 2%.
Yeah,
what's that?
They cut their interest rates 2%.
Yeah, we're falling behind, bro.
What?
We're falling behind, bro.
They have to cut. They're in a worse situation than us, but that's a huge cut. I don't know if that was what was predicted or expected, because I wasn't following. I just saw a post. That's a big cut. Europe's in trouble.
You say Bitcoin's gonna pump is what I heard there?
I would, if they have any money.
Yeah, you're an asshole. Wow. That was the wow, if they have any money left. So,
that was actually me projecting.
So number one, clarified the intent of the SIP as benefiting all builders. One of the initial backlash from the community for SIP-031 was the community did not see themselves within the SIP. Is that fair? Now I think they're starting to see themselves in the SIP. And that's all towards the good.
Hero gets it. Hero gets it. 2%.
We just need to know, all builders, is there like a section there that sort of clarifies that even further? And does that mean like artists, game builders, are they included anyway? Because I don't see.
You're gonna have to publish your report, good kitty.
Yeah, I've written it to go onto the forum. I'm going to put it on the forum. Yeah.
SIP-0GK.
Huh?
It's going to be SIP-0GK, like the new SIP.
Yeah.
Tax improvement.
SIP-031 GK.
Yes, exactly.
Oh yeah, I've written like pros, cons, questions. I've gone like full autistic laser beam here.
I like it.
Look here. Before we go on, I just want to show you because it's so cute. Can you see? Oh wait, my hair's in the way. Can you see what it is?
Hold on, let me make her big. Hold on, everybody. Just one.
Make my boobs big.
Bitcoin monkeys. I like it. I like it.
How funny is that? That's the only piece of merch I've got.
Where'd you get that from? Did somebody send it to you?
God, back in the when they launched. Can you believe it?
Like, so just out of curiosity, if I had a t-shirt at my house in the US here, in Rhode Island, the biggest little state in the union, and I wanted to send it to you, just how would I send it? UPS? FedEx?
Yeah. You can't use the post office.
Oh, okay. Hold on. They only cut 0.25%. The new rate is 2. I thought I must have read either someone posted the wrong information or I read it.
Okay,
wrong.
so Europe is still alive. Yay.
Yay!
He's like so ADHD this morning. It is out of control.
Yay.
I'm
Yeah,
ADHD.
Really,
Melanie,
y'all.
you're showing us your shirt. Try that. I'm just
Yeah,
trying to
y'all
rein that into
steamrolled right
the
over my-
conversation.
Yeah, you like steamrolled right over my question. Like I was like, "What about a node?" And you guys were like, "Back to
That's
question
you
number
have to
one."
make the
Wait,
question
come on,
sexy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Let's. What were you saying, GP?
I was asking about how you like what you guys would feel like if we like spun up our own node, became like signers on the network, like stuff like that. How it could be beneficial
There's
for
a huge
you know,
value add
trying-
for that, and all it would take would be 100,000 stacks.
Yeah, that's what I'm
To-
saying.
to
It wouldn't even
get
be a
a
whole
to
lot
get
of stacks.
a community node, community run node, and help. You know what we would do out of that would be what we would do out of that. You know, there's a lot of different things, and who would manage it. There's a lot of logistics there.
Yeah, just 0.5% of $500 million, right? So put it in there.
Right.
What does it mean,
So,
GP?
it's-
Like, what does it mean? Like, have a node and become a signer. Like,
You got a seat at the table is what it means. Like you're securing the network. You're earning like what is it? Fees? Piece like that.
It's
you,
kind of
that
like
people
wearing a
are
flavor
earning.
block on your chest.
You would actually earn Bitcoin too.
yeah, but where would
Yeah,
you?
Bitcoin.
Does it? What seat at what do you? Does it? How does it benefit you when it comes to the SIP? Sorry, I just don't understand that side of things.
You can fund things with the Bitcoin.
Right. So you could earn could earn Bitcoin yield as like a stacking. You're a solo stacker at that point, right? You're solo stacking. You're running a signer node, so you can get some fees from running the node. You can get some fees from. You can get some Bitcoin from stacking, and then you also get as was explained to me by other people with more technical knowledge, having the node gives you more access to the data on chain. Although I think it's pretty easy to get that from Hero right now anyway.
Mm-hmm. So I think what GP is mainly getting at is that if the community has a node, a Stacks node, then the community is playing an active part in the operation of the network, the securing of the network, the generating and confirming of transactions and beyond. Is that right?
Yes. So like instead of everybody else that's a signer like handling the business, the community could take part in that process and then further decentralizes the whole process. You know, I don't see any negatives to having a
It's a way to
community.
prevent against re-centralization.
Right. So it's a decentralization. It promotes decentralization and community engagement, and actually gives it kind of gives the community a real seat. Because there's also, I mean, then you're also the community can vote those 100,000 stacks.
In a lot of ways, no node, no seat at the table. Is that fair to say? Is that hyperbole? If you're not running a node in a blockchain,
I'm pretty sure me, Hattie, and Trip talked about this
Hmm.
a while ago, and we were trying to figure out how to fund D grants. That was one thing we were thinking of.
By the way, look at the audience. Hero says, Node idea is a fucking amazing, by the way. That's hardcore governance. Cryptiddy says, a deorg node would be sick. Having you guys as a potential signer to further decentralize the network would be good for everyone, in my opinion. So great job, GP, for circling back after our artistic laser beams.
Dude, autism laser beams are so strong.
Sorry, GP. I'm just here to I'm the ad breaks, I'm the commercial break between all your conversations.
You are more
that's
than
not
that.
all you are, Kitty. But you do. We all kind of provide some comic relief in our own way too.
Exactly. It's not.
I mean, I will say though, the
the
commercial was a good kitty showing off the emblem on her chest, so I think that qualifies as some sort of commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good commercial.
A draw in some respect.
Yeah. Trip says,
Guys, you'll always know when it's gonna go pear-shaped when I call myself Kitty.
so.
Oh
Trip
no!
Monkey says having a node also allows you to build your own API to access data. So I think right now, in terms of what we've discussed here and the voice of the community in the chat on DeOrganized, I think it's a thumbs up on allocating some of the resources towards running a community node that helps with decentralization.
What I understand of the process right now, that wouldn't be something that would be encoded into the SIP.
No.
It's something that would be, we would have to make a proposal and propose it to,
It could have a
part of the
SIP
grants
CIP.
program.
It could be a community improvement proposal, like a SIP kind of thing.
Right. Well, it could be. I wonder if that's. Well, it would be a grant application proposal.
It could be a community update proposal. So it would be a cup. So there'd be a sip and a cup.
Yeah, and then if it's a big idea with a lot of money, it's a D cup.
Yeah.
Take a sip.
Hey, this is an A cup. We
Take
don't
a
need to
sip.
spend so much time. Man, this is an F cup. Let's all get together and get some popcorn. Yeah.
We the double B cup.
F-cup requires a burn.
Burn is if you don't. Burn
So
is
let's
if you
get
don't
back
wear
to,
protection when voting. I think.
All right, back to GP and some sense.
Sorry.
Let's
Filipino
get this.
trying to be serious. Can you imagine?
Yeah, it's not too often that I have something serious to talk about, and I got this right here. So, added a potential risk section as well.
By the
Added
way,
more
on
details
number 4,
surrounding.
adding a potential risk.
Yeah.
One of the key risks outlined in the SIP is they are targeting STX price to be $1. Because what happens if you have an emission event and then that depresses the price of stacks? That means the amount of stacks that everyone gets is going to be less than the 440 million. So one of the potential risks outlined in the actual tokenomics report is this strategy of SIP-031 works especially well when the token price is at $1 for STX. And so I think we have a downward pressure on the price of stacks through the dilution event, but I believe that if we market and communicate what's going to happen, it'll counteract that price suppression. I'll stop there.
Guys, what happens if it goes tits up and now all of our bags are worth what my bag is currently worth after the whatever happened to me, the hack? What happens if
that's a very long shot risk right now, to be honest, with all that's been developed? Stacks is not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Stacks is grossly undervalued price-wise versus the value of what's built and functional on the network. The tech is what everyone's trying to build. Stacks has. It's smart contracts on Bitcoin that actually works. There's already a very strong and dedicated user community. The dev community is very broad and diverse. You have a lot of really great core devs working on the core stuff. You have a lot of great indie devs working on all sorts of new things and ways to adapt. You have community guys like Gary and Set Zeus doing their outreach program, or Chris with the no code clarity and all that. Like there's so like if I start naming that Kenny with all of his stuff, and Eric over at Hero Systems with his DevRel stuff, and there's just a tremendous network of all you need for a crypto ecosystem to just explode. And it's on Bitcoin, and now it's the leading value locked Bitcoin L2 on top of the leading everything else L2. It's the price is way below what the
so we met a person, like a whale, a super whale, that participated in the initial offering for Stacks, and he is bullish on SIP-31 and agrees that this will be rocket fuel, right? Like, and he's from TradFi, he knows his stuff. Like, we spoke with him at the Bitcoin Speakeasy. He's one of the first like big Stacks whales, right? And he was bullish. So like I don't think we have anything to worry about as far as going tits up, so
Yeah.
I mean, keep in mind that that if this goes belly up, there are the people who really authored this SIP stand to most to lose, because the people who authored this SIP hold them up most stacks. So you know what I mean? The people who are involved in this stand to gain and lose the most because they hold the most STX. But it's a good question, right? It's a,
it is.
Look, I think we learned when we
the answer would matter why it went tits up. What caused that to happen? Why did that happen? And we won't know until it happens.
And even if it goes tits up, it's just a rotation to be tits down, right? Like there is always a way.
Right.
The reason I say it's because what we're doing is not scientific. So
it never was.
It
never was.
No, but I mean, in terms of this massive spend, it's like I've worked in advertising and marketing for like 20 odd years. And you can sometimes have the tiniest budget and have the biggest explosion. And sometimes you can have the biggest budget ever and it just doesn't catch fire. So the only reason, and I mean, we did it in the beginning. I think we've got to see more people opposing this, because in opposition, you iron out things. It's very, very important to debate this, both pros and cons, and for us to share, on the show even.
Can we get powdered wigs Can we get powdered wigs like the old British and French Parliament? And we'll wear the long coats.
Yes, we can.
Wicked.
We can do anything.
There's a shout out in the audience to Set Zeus. Set Zeus is a god amongst men and women and otherwise animals when it comes to stacks.
He's one of the most important devs in
yeah. It's fun.
And he's a cool dude, bro. Like I ran into him at the casino.
He was at Bitcoin Beach too, right?
Vegas.
I talked to him at Bitcoin Beach. I talked to him at Stacks.
I gave him a hug with my hand, and my hand felt like a child. That guy does rock climbing and shit like that. He held my hand. I'm like, yo, this guy crushed my hand. Yeah, he's a solid individual. From what
we started developing a plan to get. I mentioned to him that my long-term goal is to acquire a campground and start doing festivals, and he's all about it. So maybe we'll do like Stacks. We'll do festivals and introduce all the festy kids into Stacks.
You want to do music festivals?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to get a campground and just do music festivals all the time.
Have you ever put a live gig together?
Yes. At a camp.
He played. Yeah, he plays music.
No, I know he does.
I did.
I'm just like, gigs. Selling tickets give me like, I just say it takes big balls to do
But
that.
yeah, well, this is where when you own the venue.
all.
When you own the venue, it's a different scenario, right? And it's a campground, and you have all the support service, all the other streams to, you have a little restaurant, you have a little store, and you
Yeah.
have deals with the places around,
And the hot dog is $20 because they can't find food anywhere else. You know, there's ways.
or you just sell,
Yes.
or
And
you
water
just
is like,
you're selling vendor spots too.
Yes,
You don't
that's
have
correct.
to worry about all of
With
that,
the tacos and the
right?
jollof rice and whatever.
Right.
I worked in the office of like the biggest promoter that he started with some other guys, Live Nation. I mean, they
Mhm.
own Broadway and NASCAR and all the O2s around Europe. They own like everything. They bought Madonna out. They agent for, anyway, so he's the agent for like all the big bands, right? U2, Madonna, Lady Gaga, whatever. Anyway, so I worked in that office for 3 years in the UK, and they also own the Isle of Wight Festival. So I was kind of, it was open plan office. I went to the Isle of Wight Festival every year, blah, blah, blah. And that thing takes them a year. They have full-time staff to put that festival together. That takes a year.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, music is close to peace love in terms of priority for peace. And so
Yeah.
because he grew up in the Woodstock era, this is like decentralized Woodstock for
Woodstock
him.
'99. Actually,
No, I love it. I love
I
it.
was
And I
at
think-
Woodstock '99. I left
There you
that
go.
Sunday morning before the riots, though, because it was just like it was nuts.
Well, it's not Woodstock unless there's a small riot.
Well, not the first Woodstock. No riot.
Yeah, but they were just still figuring out how to riot and organize themselves.
They were just figuring. Then no one had rioted.
It's hard to have a riot when everyone's running at each other.
But yeah, I mean, I love the idea. It's something I do for and have done for a long time. But I just, I've also seen so many people like go,
I mean, that's the jungle. We're looking at going to another conference in DC in September, and one of the
I'm
things
moving to America.
One of the things we're doing at the conference in DC is we're going to have an open mic comedy show after the day's events. So bringing art and music and comedy to these conferences, that's coming soon. I hear the music.
It's time, guys.
I need to move to America.
The Game Master is here in his true form. Good morning, sir. How are you today?
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
As eternal as ever, let the fun begin.
Let's go. We have 6 rounds of Find2Earn today. We have our whitelist new player round that we start with every day. Michael will share his screen. Let me actually...
I know tomorrow we have this. Tomorrow we have call with Alex, and Michael from Foundation. You will have them on the organized show.
Alex and Mitchell, we have, so this will be for the SIP call after. It starts at 10:30. They will be coming on to talk about SIP-031, and we're also going to be having Low Buddy and Zero from the governance cab, and then a couple of other people from the community coming on to chat with us. Hattie, who's one of the SIP deputies with me, and Mr. Wagme and Jack. GP, we might actually have to kind of rotate people in because there's a bunch of people. So
We can handle business.
we'll have people dropping in and out. We might need to do some screen shares, so we might actually have to limit it to 9. I'm not quite sure. And then there's going to be a space afterwards as well. Nice, Mike.
So, we could use the Zoom call, like you said. I think that's not a bad idea. Have them on a Zoom call, and then we can screen share their Zoom call.
I just don't know how to.
to.
I'm not sure how to. There's a way to actually do it with Restream, but I'm not sure how to do it, and I don't want to. I don't want to experiment with this specific call. You know what I mean? I want to just be able to.
We've done the zero to clarity lives.
That was
worked
different though, because that's me just kind of being it. Number one, the replay doesn't always work well. So what I'm doing is I'm doing a screen share from that, and they're not actually on our show. That's not going to work for this. We need actually more clear audio and clear interaction and stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I can stay tomorrow, yeah, and talk to them, because I promised to Alex to make this proposal about the KPI without TVL. And I will make it today, tomorrow, and post on the forum and our Stacks Bitcoin group, and we'll continue discussion, because I have some ideas and I have experience with my project, with Skullcoin and with DeOrganized show. How can we use these metrics? It's important because, like, if we come with
You're talking about
grant,
like KPIs for how to measure,
yeah,
like
we have
based
to
on
build.
like grant proposals, as opposed to TVL, because we have kind of the same thing. We don't have a token for DeOrganized.
Right, and
We
I'm
would
used.
definitely be in line for certain things. That
Yeah, and
grow.
I'm used the organizer project as an example and Skullcoin project to make this terminology and put these ideas, because the main idea to make like Sybil resistant KPIs, retained users, paid transactions, like average spend. We have to form these ideas and present to SIP-031. Because it's our community and the community comes first, and we don't use TVL metrics.
Yeah, I absolutely. So I think that how that will end up going is they've already they've definitely are establishing a community grants piece. I think the funding of that will depend on the demand. You know, so the projects that get sent out. What are you doing? I got my puppy's going crazy all of a sudden. But I think that when you make a proposal for something like that, you would identify the KPIs you would expect to be measured on. So it won't be encoded into the SIP. Those are things that we should definitely be having conversations about, though. What are the KPIs of a skull coin? Like onboarding new users, like real new users, and distributing BNS names. You know, get onboarding people to BNS. That's a performance metric that is measurable.
I will make this text and post it, and we'll discuss it like today, tonight, tomorrow, because it's important for how we can push the grants further in our community. Because we cannot like live only like with DeFi projects. DeFi will not onboard new users.
That is right.
Okay.
That is right. So, guys, say hi in the live chat. Share out the live stream. It is time for Find2Earn. If you are ready to play, make some comments on the live stream and let us know. We have the whitelist round for new players. These are players that have never played before or have played once, maybe won one time, and that's it. You have to be registered for the whitelist. If you're looking to be on the whitelist, when you share out the live stream, give us a quote tweet and tag Xenitron and tell him you want to be on the whitelist. Good morning, Atande. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning, Saki.
Today's games will be easy because I'm busy with SIP-031 and these metrics, and today's game will be fast fingers, easy games, one whitelist and 4 more games. We finish with the meme token. If like any meme coins wanna participate, please contact PeaceLoveMusic and we contact to you. We will open for participation any meme coins in our ecosystem to make user engagement.
That's right. I actually have to follow up with some people too, just to check in. We have a lot going on, but yes, we are looking for sponsors for June. we actually have a little bit of budget because we missed all the week last week while we were in Vegas, so we didn't do those rounds. So we have a little bit of budget, but we are looking to cement our budget for June, starting next Monday. So I will get that ironed out over the weekend. I'm sure we'll get.
Okay, good. Let's start the whitelist round. I'm ready to launch. I will count down. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. This is round for new players. Also, live panel can play. Michael, Melanie, if you wanna play. You know the rules. Very easy games. Okay, let's go.
I'm gonna win now.
Yeah, you have just to go forward. Okay, let's go.
Oh God.
We'll not make any whitelist more because all games will be easy today. You have to be just focused.
All right. So easy games, guys. Easy games. Make sure you share out the live stream because you might not have a
And
chance.
I don't see orange, so you have more advantage to win
That's a great
money.
point. That's a great point. Orange is not here, guys. You have a chance.
Easy money.
Don't
Let's
miss
go.
your chance, guys. Conde, to be on the whitelist, you have to make a comment under the live stream, or like not in the live chat, but under the stream or under one of the game rounds, so that we can grab it and add you to the whitelist for the next round. The next whitelist round will be tomorrow morning.
Okay, we have 2 people who find. Congrats. Let's go. We'll give BNS name later. Let's continue. We'll play simultaneously 2 games. Get ready.
All right, guys, get back. Let us know you're back and ready for the next round. Again, make sure you share out the live stream. Make sure you're liking and sharing all of the game rounds.
Let's make pure cows. So, as I understand, tomorrow the Mitchell and Alex will come to the show after Find2Earn, yeah?
That is correct. We are having the SIP call, which is every Friday at 10:30, which runs after Find2Earn. We had been doing the roost space, but yeah.
I will stay.
Yeah, that's fine. We will probably have to rotate people in and out, but we'll definitely have a chance. We'll get you a chance to come on.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I just drop idea in the text and we discuss, and I just disappear.
That would be actually great. We can actually have you on at the beginning, and there's lots of demand to get on the show, and I wish there was a way to kind of expand our seating capacity on here. Restream, if you're listening, because we could actually do. There's been a few times where we've had shows where we've had, people getting a notification when they tried to jump on that it was full. They had to wait, and that does happen. So, and I'll make sure that we coordinate all of that with everybody so that we're all on the same page. But yeah, definitely welcome to have you stay on, ask a question, and then drop off, and we'll go we'll rotate people in. Michael, by the way, is showing you how to play the social media game. Jack nodding, by the way, is one of the best GIF images out there. Second only to the Jack nodding with laser eyes GIF. You're going to search yes, laser Jack. We'll bring that up for you. Cornholio, that's a way back.
Okay, ready? Let's launch the next 2 rounds. More focused people will win. Just focus. Let's go. Who wanna count down? May count down. The 2 rounds will be simultaneously.
Let me see if I can remember the binary countdown from 5.
Let's go.
101, 100, 11, 10, 1.
Okay, let's go.
That's
The games are launching. 2 games simultaneously. You can choose what the game to play. The Flat Earth or the Roo game. Be fast. Be smart. These Find2Earn games also they make people little bit smarter and understanding the patterns, where you have to find what you have to find easy. Today is a pure chaos, fast games. Okay, Isaac found the Roo game already.
Hero wants me to remind everybody that tomorrow's SIP, we're specifically focusing on governance of the SIP. So try to make most of the discussion governance focused. And that is the outline. That's why we're having governance CAB representatives come on, and it is a little bit more specific on the governance side of things. I think we're gonna possibly the following week have the economics CAB on, depending on SIP author availability and whatnot too. But I think we're gonna try to do that also soon. Hero, I don't know if we need. Is there a technical piece to this really? Do we need to have the technical CAB? Do they have how does that work? I mean, obviously we want representation because there's a lot of dev stuff involved. Anyway, that's some of the stuff we're still trying to iron out as well.
Okay, we have 2 winners, so we continue. Only
2
one
winners.
MS win the Flat Earth game. Let's go.
Guys, he wasn't wrong. This is definitely easy, quick rounds today. Game Master going easy on you, giving you guys a little bit of relief, a little bit of extra fun.
Yeah, yesterday we were in Nigeria and it was a hard, and community asked to make it easy just to breathe on. Okay, we wait a couple minutes and we'll play 2 more rounds.
So just
Everyone
giving
fine.
everybody the
Yes,
heads
everybody.
up. I have a call I have to jump on at 10. So GP is going to roll out the show at the end. I'm assuming we'll probably go a little bit past because we normally do. And that's
we'll
okay. Right, GP? That's
We'll,
GP actually said no. He's
we'll
like, hard
finish
stop.
Find2Earn very soon. Here we are not solving tokenomics, we're solving the KPI for non-TVL projects. It's a very important metric. I passed this metric with discussion with Stacks Foundation for 3 months straight, because this metric doesn't exist in crypto at all. A new program from Stacks Foundation called Stacks Ascent trying to solve this problem also.
Right. It definitely is it's definitely a valid topic for sure.
Because in new Alex Miller draft related to SIP-031, there is no KPI for community projects. And it's important how you give the funding to community project gaming, NFT, artist project, social project, there is no TVL. We have to solve this problem. Like
We are
12
also
Angry Men.
having, just so you know, we are also having a space. So Alex is hosting a space tonight at 7:15 p.m. Eastern time. I think that's probably a bad time for the underworld time zone. That's probably not a great time. But we will also be having a space after the SIP call tomorrow too.
I will participate in different spaces. I will not sleep since I'm dead. Doesn't matter.
Come on the show tonight. We can definitely talk about that. It is definitely something important to have.
What time it will be? Can you drop me a DM later?
Yeah, I'll DM you and just
Yeah,
let
thank you.
know.
Okay, let's play 2 last games and we are done for today. Be ready. So it's a Pepe game and Leo game. Everyone get ready. Okay, I will count down. Let's go. Let the hunt begin. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. The Leo game is launching. And the Pepe game is launching. Need for Speed. Who is the fastest people today? Obviously, Leo game is harder, since you have to find the tree. Exactly this tree. But the fast game is cool also because you don't have to spend a lot of time, no frustration, just be the first who win and you are free. Remember to like and share the games, like and share the stream. We have new followers every day. And more followers, more players, bigger prize pool. Bigger engagement. New opportunities in the ecosystem. You have to find exactly tree. No, this is not the tree. You have to find the tree.
And if you're just joining us, we are playing Find2Earn with the Skullcoin BTC crew for a chance to win different prizes and SIP-10 assets. Definitely go over to Skullcoin BTC to play Find2Earn.
Okay, the winner for the tree game is only one MS. He found the tree. Because,
Wow.
Let's go.
yeah, because
Congrats on
the idea, the clue was the grass. I mean the soil behind the tree. You can see the soil. That's unique. We have still no winner for Pepe. Pepe game is easier.
Okay, so we must go to the other game.
Yeah, we have a winner for the Pepe game. I believe it's a new player. That's very cool. We have all winners for all games today. Let's go.
Orange is here. Welcome,
Good
Orange.
morning.
Good morning, Orange. We just finished.
Let's go. Was it as hard as yesterday?
No, today is an easy game.
Very, very easy game today. Went by very fast. We finished before 10 o'clock. Yeah, thanks for playing,
So
guys.
if anyone
You had a good time.
of you have ideas, because it's very important how to measure these KPI metrics. If you participate in the grants and building the project, or you are like an elder, like a judge in the grant program in future, how you measure like non-trivial metrics that you can just provide the funding for the new project. Think about these ideas, because it's not an easy. This problem not solved in crypto at all.
What is KPI for the people
Michael,
at home
you
that
muted.
don't know?
So KPI is key performance indicator. So these are kind of like the
Okay.
scoreboard for your performance. So in the NBA, your key performance indicator is points. But in this case, you might have multiple KPIs to indicate the quality of your performance on the court. Xenitron, can you articulate that again? Because I was playing the game, so I didn't have a chance to really lock in. Can you articulate the metric you were talking about, or the lack thereof, and why that's
Yeah, so like it should be like Sybil resistant KPI. So it means like it should be not botted KPI. It should be not like multi accounts. First of all, it should be like retained users. It means like I know our user, you know our user, you know like only one MS, you know Orange. It's a real people. They participate. They have the real wallet. I know you, Michael. I know Melanie. We are real. I'm not real, but you are real. So that's idea that we can track real users. And if we have real products, they can make this TVL, participate in Zest protocol, in staking DAO, put their stacks for staking. That's important, because the problem is multi accounts, for example. I know 30 or 40 users, and I know 100 their twin accounts, they are multi wallets. So we don't need vanity metrics, and it's bad for us. It's good for VC. We can just sell something like salesman. Okay, VC see like 10,000 people watching the organized media, but how many is real?
That's why it's such an incredible thing, how you have built this up, because it's all very much been out in the open. You know, you're watching those whitelists grow, you're watching the community members in the chat. It's growing slowly, and that kind of slow organic growth
Yeah, exactly.
is so much
Yeah,
better than
Melanie,
anything else, because that gives you the best retention.
yeah,
You know,
Melanie,
it's
you're
like
right.
paying
You're
for
right.
your follower. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. I'm just want to say it's not about our project. It's not about Skullcoin, Find2Earn, but it's a good example. And Melanie just hit the target. It's a good example. How can I see every day new followers, new participation? This is real people. We exclude multi accounts, and we have to make like this statement, like like we are scientific book. We're writing some of book and make this terminology. Okay, how it works.
Yeah, I
That's
think
very hard.
what you're saying is that a vanity metric is a metric that looks good on paper, but doesn't actually necessarily generate cash flow. So I think what
Exactly.
Xenitron's saying is that if we're going to be reporting on KPIs or metrics on the community success or the builder success, let's make sure that these metrics can't be manipulated.
Exactly.
And that's the thing, because you're going to end up, it's like people, you can tell instantly how many of these accounts have bought their Twitter followers, because they do a tweet
No engagement.
and they get like 4 likes, but they've got 47,000 followers.
Yeah.
And that doesn't help your brand. They think it does, but it doesn't help your brand at all.
Yeah, sure.
So
Yeah,
you
sure.
want to rather have, it's that whole
Yeah, you
philosophy
understand
of a
completely.
thousand, of a thousand fans.
It's icing on a rotten cake.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it just goes nowhere.
Yeah, and
Sorry.
our idea to solve this problem, to explain to
Yeah, please.
ourselves, to community, to Stacks core team, how we can measure these metrics and how we can define the real people. And this
So
synergy
proof
from
of protein.
Find2Earn to the organized show, just an example, because like we created fair competition, right? You don't need multi accounts and fair competition because it doesn't work. Like only one person can win and participate. So you cannot make botted game because like the bots cannot solve this game. And this is just an example that we should use to make this terminology, how to make this system works for new projects.
Yeah, it's proof of protein. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Proof of protein.
Yeah. You have to be a
Okay, and
protein-based
I'm
game.
going to work like on the paper on this, and
Oh yeah.
I believe all of you will help me, and we together find the consensus like 12 angry men and one woman.
Awesome. Awesome stuff.
And one happy woman.
Yeah, 11
And one
men
half
and
and
one
half.
woman.
12 angry men and one happy woman.
Yeah, let's go,
It's a late
GK.
night TV show.
Okay, I'm going to crit. Love you all. See you.
Bye. I'll see you down there. I'm going to put on my Hecate and join you down there.
Did you say put on your Hecate? I thought that was a harpy from the Greek times.
Hecate, there's other ways of saying it. I said
Okay.
Hecate.
H-E-C-A-T-E is what I was thinking.
H-E, it's Hecate. Hekate.
Have you ever seen a picture of a Hecate? Oh man. Yeah.
Hecate is a witch.
Ah, yes. Mm-hmm. A brouhaha.
The witch of she goes down to the underworld and comes back up.
Awesome stuff. So, do we have anything going on today, guys? Like, I know you have your show today, Kitty.
Yes.
I wanted to talk a little bit
Whoa.
before we close up.
Thanks, GP. Yeah, I'm speaking to Jonas Gerber. In South Africa, we'd say Gerber, but it's Gerber.
Yeah, you're American now. You got to drop all of that stuff.
I'm American now, remember. Oh, yeah, I'm from the South. I forgot about that.
Bitcoin and beyond.
Guys, I want to move to America.
Where?
So if anybody wants to hire me and give me a job in America, that's what I'm shilling right now.
I think the best way to get you a job in America is that we identify a conference, we get you a press pass with the DeOrganized media, you fly out, you go to a conference, you don't think you're going to have 5 job offers after 2 days in a conference? It's game over.
Yeah.
We only need you on site because I imagine that you can see status in person the way most people cannot. So let's find a conference, let's get you a press pass, let's get it all taken care of, and over 2 to 3 days in a city, you'll have more offers than you need.
That's what I need to do. Look, I think it's very important. And one of the things, my interest in this SIP has got to do with media. I've spent 25 years in media. I built a very big advertising company that worked on global campaigns before I was 28. So I understand it. And I think one of the most, we all kind of talking about all these lovely things, community grants, and that's all well and good, but we need the organized media and Bitcoin and beyond and whatever we're doing here. That is so important to fund so that it represents, because this is the front face of the brand. These are the people's faces that they see every day, that they're going to see walking around conferences. It's so important. It's like, you the face of the brand, because I think it's very important for us to kind of take this up a notch and do things like that. Representation, funds for going to these conferences, being at every single conference, publicizing what Stacks, those queues that are by Stacks. That should be all over social media day in and day out. People in the queue. So what do you think about Stacks? What are you doing here today? like clips. So anyway, blah blah blah. Let's rather talk about Bitcoin and beyond. Today, 12 p.m. ET on Melbell_BTC or my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe. Hit the subscribe button or whatever you do. That is
Sorry, I have to do sound effect. Yeah.
Melanie Carstens. So yeah, please join me today, Bitcoin and Beyond, 12 p.m. ET on my X. I'm talking to Jonas Gerber, and he is VP of Partnerships at Hero. So we are going to be having a
Fancy lady.
yeah. I'm gonna put my fancy clothes on later.
Thanks.
Well,
Thank you, VP.
Yeah,
I'm feeling
of course. Mike, what you got going on today, dude?
More cloning.
Cloning.
And then I've been working on a solution called Press Publish, so that I can press a single button after I do 10 hours of press recordings, and it automatically turns it into social media clips. Because I have so many long interviews, I can't edit them individually. So I'm working on a Python solution with other things to go from video. Go ahead.
I need help going through the Vegas.
Yes, do you have a Google Drive? You can share with me. I'm going to share with you my So private that. I'm going to give you my private email because it's really important. Look at that email I just sent you. What do you think about that?
Damn.
is that really your email?
I got the
Exponent Labs, raising you to the higher power.
Listen, and what I also want to do with you, Michael, is you've seen that clip of that little like 6 or 7-year-old girl vibe coding.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it. It's like crazy, right? So I was wondering if like we could have like Stacks Kids or something like that, where we start sort of building games, because we were talking about, points of difference is such an important thing. Alex was talking about it the other day on the show. It's like, what makes you different? And you can have a lot of peripheral point of differences that kind of, if you think of it like a triangle, and all those little bits and pieces add up to your sort of major one, which is we make Bitcoin programmable, we unlock Bitcoin. But there's many other blockchains that are going to come out of the woodwork that are going to use that. We unlock Bitcoin. That is something that other people can do, right? But if we start thinking of really smart, cutting edge ways to include people in Stacks, and one of the things I was thinking is to have like a Stacks Kids, because if we stand out and we're like, okay, we're going to have like these coding sessions for kids, specifically if we're talking about, kids in Africa, and I'm not talking about like, rich kids parking easy. I'm talking about taking this to kind of these kids that are, like with what Kevin was doing. Because, guys, these kids pick this up in minutes.
You don't need to teach kids as much as you need to get out of their way.
Facilitate. All you need to do is make sure they've got tech in front of them, and kind of access to Claude and to...
One of these kids, like your sons and his friends, are going to bring Stacks to Roblox, and they're going to be the most valuable DeFi platform on Stacks overnight. Trust me.
Well, that's the thing, you want all these kids out there, because I was trying to teach my son a couple of years ago, sort of just life lessons in business and, what's kind of leadership is. And there's a game in Roblox where you've got it's called Pet Simulator, right? So the entire game is to run around and get these tiny little square pets.
Yes.
And eventually they were stuffed toys. I mean, they're like so expensive.
They're like NFTs in Roblox.
Yeah, but not exactly. And that's why gamers understand NFTs.
Yes, they
I'm a
do.
gamer. I look at it, I'm like, what the fuck? I've spent my life
But
buying
these are
skin. I
unique,
want to own those.
unique tradable assets that you can port to
Yes.
different places.
Imagine trading vintage. Like, I think of it. Imagine trading vintage skins. I mean, it's crazy. Anyway, so I said to my son, he's got all these little pets, okay, golden pets, and he's number one on the leaderboard. So I said to him, okay, what I want you to do is I want you to go and I want you to put one of your shittest pets, the cheapest ones that come for free, in your pack, because he's got 12. Everybody gets 12, and you start off with 12 shitty ones. So anyway, changes his one gold pet into a crappy pet, and he goes around, and I can see, like, just goes and he does it, right? And then I say to him, okay, now put another one in. Eventually, he's got like all of them are the cheap free pets, but now he keeps putting the ones back in, so he's staying at the top of the leaderboard. Within a couple of games, most of the kids had changed their pets to the shit ones. Nobody asked questions as to why are you doing it. He was just a leader, and suddenly he took away all the income that Roblox could make, because you have to buy these golden pets. The cheap ones are free. So it was just a very interesting, to me, an interesting lesson as to how, first of all, easy it is to manipulate people. I was sort of giving him a lesson in marketing and how easy it is, how people don't really know what they want. Anyway.
No, have you ever looked at Rene Girard's memetics? Take a look. So Rene Girard was Peter Thiel's favorite professor. Peter Thiel being the head of the PayPal mafia.
Yeah.
So he said that all of psychology is overcomplicating things. And if you really look at it, all we're doing is copy and pasting behaviors.
Yeah.
And if you understand the copy and pasting of behaviors to be more like Mike, right? You have the idea of what's actually happening. And to overcomplicate it is not to see the truth of monkey see Roblox do.
Yeah. But that's the thing in life. You want to just peel everything back. You know, it's what I've done even with this document I'm writing up with the SIP, just trying to really understand it. Well, it's just my way of understanding. You know, I can't just like...
No, I just liked your thing with the peeling everything.
Yeah, have you read the latest draft of the SIP yet?
No, I haven't today. This was all yesterday that I was doing it.
Yeah, this is something I have to do too. Like, I have to read through and see like what has changed, and I look forward to hearing like what he has to say, like what Alex has to say on his space. I'm gonna cover it like during the night show. I'm gonna tune in and listen. But yeah, it's been really cool kind of seeing the process of the whole community get involved and how this draft is evolving. So that's one of the things I want to do today is just go through and read and see what changed.
Yeah,
this is an evolving situation, is it not?
It is
every day.
Every day. It's happening quickly.
We're watching how $500 million gets spent fiscal policy in the network state. It's very interesting to watch up close. It's a special time.
Yeah, it is. And I feel like seeing the community get involved is awesome. And seeing that they are actually, like, if you get into that forum and you express like how you feel about the SIP, you may change something within it. So get into that.
Yeah, I was reading all the comments yesterday and how Alex is responding.
Yeah.
You know, people are responding to it, and we can see the changes already from the first draft.
It's almost like the community is real, huh?
Yeah, dude. We have
almost like they have a voice. It's almost like they have a voice.
Yeah, like on the internet, nobody knows you're a dog. But on the forum, because of Twitter being so active, when you see a name, you actually can correlate, oh, that's this guy. Oh, that's that person. Blah, blah, blah. So I think if the Stacks SIP proved anything, it's that Stacks has one of the most engaged communities in the blockchain space as a whole. And I think that alone, like, forget about the downward price about the quantitative easing or the printing of STX. I think if people saw the amount of engagement from the Stacks community in this, that has a chance to push the price in the other direction, because they're like, maybe we should not bet against these guys.
Mm.
And you know how XRP went from $1 to $5 because of kind of really nothing?
Mm.
Not financial advice. There's going to be a moment where something like that happens, when people take notice that the leading Bitcoin layer 2 on the world stage is now about to take its next phase extremely seriously. And
Oh, yeah,
everyone has voted and everyone's on board, right? Those are very important for people who are new Stacks holders coming into, because there's going to be an announcement one day. There's going to be a press release that Stacks has now $500 million of access, and people are going to be trading on that news.
Yeah, okay, so like I've already started to see like different platforms, big like DeFi Llama listed Granite yesterday, which was cool. Like I've seen Crypto Rand, which is a pretty OG like media on X. They have a bunch of followers. They were posting about Stacks. There's going to be bigger and bigger entities trying to secure a piece of this endowment now. I mean, it's already happening. Before it's even been proposed. It's not even like a total SIP yet. It's not even being voted on. So we're already seeing that type of behavior. Imagine what it gets like once it's actually through.
My $500 million brings all the boys to the yard.
Damn right.
It's better than yours.
Damn right. And it's better than yours.
So I'm really excited about
I would have to charge.
And we have the means to kind of shape the future of Stacks right now.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
In what world did you ever think that you would actually have some sort of a fucking pipsqueak of a voice to
Never.
change the money?
Never. Never. I was in the same room as Manib this last week. You know what I mean?
You're Manib now. I'm
winning. So
thanks.
Good stuff.
Who are you in the room with? Nobody?
Nobody. Who have you?
Yeah, who have you hang out with? Vitalik Buterin? Whatever.
I'm just happy to be here.
Dude, I know you are, Orange. Are you even kind of quiet?
I feel like I'm in the room when I'm on the internet with you. I live in the internet.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts, dude. I too.
That's the only room I've got down here in the fucking southern tip of Africa. I need to move to America.
So let's look at the next conference that's happening that's Bitcoin related, right? We have now shown that when we get press passes, we can create amazing conference footage. So GPSC, before today's over, I need to get a copy of all of the content you've done, and I'll just automatically chop it up with Python, get it ready. You've seen the new clips with the fancy captions and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Right? So yeah, it's the next phase. All
right, so I'll give you access to the drive, and then you could just have access to all the footage, and then I'll let you just experiment and see what you can come up with, man. There's a lot of footage in there, so be prepared. Like,
dude, you know what? I'm wondering if I can show you something. We're not doing anything like super special right now. Can I show you some footage from the event?
Yeah,
I gotta go get ready for my show, but
Okay.
I want to ask something. Do you think there's like possibility of us getting actual jobs with this thing, the SIP?
We already have.
What, actual jobs?
It said
Is this not a job, or do you mean like getting paid for doing
Getting
work?
paid.
Here, hold on.
I need to be paid.
Well, you're gonna have to submit a community improvement proposal, right? Is that the
A community upliftment proposal.
Oh,
The cup.
yes.
I'm creating that community upliftment proposal.
Where is it? It's one. I'm trying to look for the. Let's see. We had some drone footage I want to show you. Actually, I have it on my computer. One sec.
This must have been edited because I saw a place where media was included, or maybe it was on a different page.
Is there a place where everybody can go and look for jobs in the Stacks ecosystem?
Zero Authority.
No, but I mean, like, yeah, I know Zero Authority, and I've been like doing bounties and stuff, but I mean, like, full-time jobs, you know, like at Trust Machines or at Stacks Foundation or at like Zest or wherever.
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
You can become an ambassador or some kind of mod, I think.
All right, here we go.
Where's
I'm gonna
Rosa?
share
Rosa, please can you build us a job board?
All right, so let me share my screen. I'm going to show you some of the footage I got. We had a gimbal. Here we go. I'll just go like this. This is the Venetian.
Oh, is that Rocky?
Yep.
So check this out while you walk in. That is Rocky. Yeah. Everyone needs a quant on their team. So check this out.
My quant doesn't even speak English.
This one does.
Yeah, I know. I bet I was quoting him.
I know, Big Short.
Did you stay there? Where did you stay, Blockface?
We
Michael?
stayed at the a new hotel called the Fontainebleau in Las Vegas. Wasn't as nice as this, but this is the entrance to Bitcoin Vegas. So imagine this is an hour-long clip, by the way. Let's see what happened. You want to see what happened? And then he's walking, and he's walking, and he's walking, and he's walking. He's walking some more, and you're seeing all this stuff. And now this is me interviewing Colonel Barber. And so there was nobody like using the stage, right? And
That's so funny.
So
we
you
went on stage. Yeah. We went on stage. And they're like, we're gonna do our own conference. Hold on, where is it?
That's so funny.
Look, and then
This was on Industry Day, right?
yeah, like Rocky, yeah.
Rocky. It's a good clip.
So this is us just having a lot of fun, and just so I imagine I have all of this
Amazing. Like a
gorgeous
little film.
content.
Can you skip to the part where you win $1 million? Like going all on black?
Well, let's see. So this is me talking to Colonel.
Guys, I have to run because I got to go get ready for my show.
Sure.
Have a
What's
good
me
day.
too?
Okay, well, so nice to see you. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Bye.
You too, Mel.
Up as well.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
But suffice to say that 440 million, I call it $500 million because what's the difference at that point? $500 million is being planned to be raised. The raise involves a collective sacrifice from everyone who currently owns stacks to the tune of 25% of dilution over 5 years. Now, why the hell would anyone allow, of their own free will, their bags to be diluted by 25%? The only reason is if they believe this was one of the only chances for them to actually make money on this trade by stacks being worth more than 75 cents. And I think the general consensus is that it's either go big or go home at this point.
I have not, I have to be honest, I haven't taken all things SIP-31 into account because it's going over my head. But if you look at it from that point of view, why would you invest? And it's only because number go up. That's the only thing.
Number go up university. Class is
Yeah.
now in session.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks, everyone. It's an honor.
See you, Mike.
Right on. I've sent that invite to the Google. I also grabbed a copy. I'm gonna shoot it to you on X
Okay.
in the DMs, and then we'll see what we can come up with. Right, we'll jump on a call and see what we can do. with the footage I got.
So what kind of footage did you get?
And you can
Tell me.
also
You got
upload
my-
your footage to the drive. You can upload your
So if I
footage.
go, ooh,
to the drive.
DeOrganized house.
This-
Oh, look at all this footage.
as well. So,
That's
yeah,
sick. Okay, awesome.
yeah.
This is gonna be
What did
amazing.
you say? Sorry.
Did you get the Rosar DJ set?
Yeah, it's in there.
Okay, wicked. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
We're gonna
Well,
have fun.
fellas, it's been an awesome show. I think that it's a perfect time to wrap. You guys have a very, very blessed rest of your day. I will catch you on the next one tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. ET.
You too, GB.
Have a good
It's
one.
mirrored,
Dude.
so it's hard
Later,
to do.
Mike.
You know. All right, take it easy.
Yeah. Later, dude. And this has been another awesome Let's Go morning show with DeOrganized Media. We are live Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. ET. We also have a DeOrganized nightly segment at 7 p.m. ET. Be sure to go to deorganized.media and set up your profile to stay in the know. Go visit the show schedule to never miss your favorite spaces and podcast ever again. Yeah, we have a weekly SIP call going down tomorrow around 9:30 a.m. ET to get into this latest SIP. We have a full panel, our weekly SIP call. So it happens weekly on Fridays. Come tune in and have some fun and learn about what's going on in stacks. I'm your boy GP, and I'll be around. I'll see you guys around the space today. Yeah, have a blessed day, guys. I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.